Hi, this is a review of the Netgear SPH200D dual mode Netgear Skype phone. This is the actual candy bar handset that hooks into the Skype base station. This isn't exactly 802.11b or any of the 802.11 spectrum. This is 1.9 gigahertz, the DECT spectrum. What's great about this phone is, on top of giving the ability to use your Skype in and Skype out or call Skype contacts on the computer, you can also switch over to a landline. I haven't had a landline in years, so the main functionality I was concerned about was the Skype. So it ships with this handset and a little charger, and also this base station. The base station runs Linux, so I'm really hoping some hackers get a hold of it here shortly. We have a page button, and on the back side you've got power, which is a good sized block, Ethernet, your home landline, and a reset button if you happen to reset the web interface. On the phone here, really the only outside connectivity is a 2.5-inch mono right here where you can plug in a headset. There isn't any Bluetooth. I had somebody ask me that. So it strictly is a standard cordless phone. I've had good luck. I live on a country farm, basically, and I can go 200 to 300 feet, no issues and no breakups. So the range is quite good on it. So let's go ahead and do the install process. Not very difficult at all. I've already configured my Skype account, but basically it comes up, asks you for your username, password, what your country code is, things of that nature. I'm running this through an Apple Extreme 802.11n router, but any router should do. So we're plugged in over here now. We're waiting for it to come up. Let's go ahead and run through some of the screen options here. And here you can see the system is starting up. So as the base station DHCPs an IP address and assigns the phone an IP address, it simply goes into this state. Now, let's go through some of the menu options. You'll recognize a lot of the Skype icons. It is a Skype certified product. You have contacts, your history, you can set your status, are you here, are you away, things of that nature. You can add contacts, and you can even search into your contacts. Now we can go into services here. Oh, well, not yet. Settings. There's a ton of settings. You can set screen, resolution, brightness, contrast. You can even set tones, kind of like ringtones on a cell phone. Set its network settings from here. You can also set multiple handsets, which is really nice. And then you can just spit out information about the network and the phone itself. Some of the interesting functions right here, you'll notice it says intercom. If you have multiple headsets, the SPH200D that also hooks into this system, you can communicate in between the handsets on a speakerphone mode. So if you're looking to install an intercom into your house, this is something you could use. You also have a mute, very handy for those telecons, and a speaker mode. The speakerphone I found has been the best to have just for hands-free functionality. Out where I live, it's very difficult to get cell coverage, so this has been a good headset to fit in between. Now you'll notice that I've logged in, one guy Nick, if you want to Skype me, the time, and how much money I have. The only annoying thing is that if you drop under $10, every time you attempt to make a call, it lets you know you have very little money left. Well, thank you very much. You know, very obvious, but I have a Skype Unlimited account, so it really doesn't matter. So I hope they fix that in the next firmware revisions. So hitting the up arrow, here you can see I can set my online, Skype me, away, and all those functionality. Just like any Skype program, you have to dial one area code number or country code depending on where you're at. I'm going to assume anybody listening to me is probably in America. So here we can go into the speakerphone. We'll make a test call. I'm going to go ahead and block this out. You can Skype me, but I don't need any home phone calls. And you'll notice it says connecting, just like you would on Skype. I'm going to go ahead and click the speakerphone option down here. And you can hear it ringing. Now, the only thing I don't like is that, like some of the early MIDI-capable cell phones, the rings, they'll remind you of your old Motorola flip phones. Nothing fancy. What I do like is if a voicemail comes in, the green light here in the corner flashes, and as soon as you pick up the phone, it'll tell you right away that there is a voicemail, and you can have the option to listen to it just like you would on your Skype program. One function that is nice, because I often forget where I put things, is right here on the top, the page button. Here, I'm going to go ahead and click it, and you can hear just how annoying it is. Till you find it, it's there. Now this green light is that green light flashing is the same exact one that flashes for voicemail, so it's an interesting functionality. With the batteries, they're rechargeables. It has 120 hours of standby or 12 hours talk. This really is what pushed me over to this phone rather than the Wi-Fi version of this Netgear Skype phone. Also, with the landline option, if Skype ever falls off the face of the earth, I still have the option to plug into my SIP* boxes or run VoIP with Vonage or any other landline for that matter. So overall, I would rate the phone very high. The clarity on phone calls is amazing, just as good as a phone line. The ability to do on hold and all of my Skype functionality right here in the phone is awesome. I would rate the product 8 out of 10. They have a few bugs to fix in the firmwares and things of that nature, but I have no doubts that they'll be fixed, having seen the progress they made on the Wi-Fi phone. One tip is that if you install the product and your Skype refuses to allow you to make outbound calls on your SkypeOut or receive Skype in calls, immediately power cycle the box, the base station here. That was my biggest problem. I could not get audio. I reset the box. Everything worked great. Another tip is that the box has a web interface. So if you go into your Skype here, your Skype phone, under Menu, Settings, Information, if we scroll down to here where it says IP address, and you go to HTTP and a web browser on a system that's on the same network, and pull up that web browser with the login admin, you can set the network negotiation. It's set for 10. Why they don't ship with auto, I'll never imagine why. But if you flip that to auto, that'll get your router to negotiate the Skype base station here, the Netgear box, at 100 meg rather than 10, which should improve some of your performance issues. Well, that's my review. This is One Guy Nick reviewing the Netgear SPH200D. Thanks for watching.